Okay, so if it's winter time and I'm looking at the lake and I'm thinking about, I'd like to walk to the other cottage, then obviously I have to assess the strength of the ice. And I look at it and it's January, it's been cold for a while, I think, I might be able to do it. So I look at the ice and then I assess it, I might step out onto it, and then it feels really firm, and I look at it, it's a foot, so I can walk across it. Now I look at the ice, I don't think I'll walk across that. It's slushy. So my attention is concerned with the object, right? And most of the time our attention is concerned with the object. When you're making scrambled eggs, you're concerned about the heat, the oil, number of eggs you use, so we're concerned about objects. And so much of our life is that. And we need to do that well for right livelihood, for creativity, whatever it is. But in the aspiration to transcendence, or the realization of Nibbana, or the unconditioned, the emphasis is not on the object, the emphasis is on the quality of awareness. So it really doesn't matter what the object is, because the object, being it a sound, a thought, an emotion, a memory, a physical pain, a pleasant experience, a nice breakfast, whatever the object is, it's always in the realm of anicca dukkha anatta. It's changing, it's not stable. So in an object, and I use the word object synonymous with sankhara. All experience is objective, like they are objects. So I see you, you see me. I see depth, I see color, So much of our life is concerned with how are you doing and how is this and how is that. Awareness itself we usually don't pay attention to because we are taken by the quality of objects. We're taken by desire very often. I have a painful knee, I pay attention to the knee, how can I get another cushion under my knee so that I'm more comfortable, and so on and so forth. So, in meditation, I would say your concern is now awareness of the way things are, rather than trying to control the way things are. Awareness of the way things are irrespective of the way things are. Awareness of the way things are whether you like them or not. Because liking and disliking leads you into an attachment to the conditions. That's what desire is about. And the third noble truth, Nirodha, is the cessation of desire. So by witnessing, say, like the beginning of a retreat, two of the things that most people would experience is either dullness or restlessness. For you've come into a new space, although it's very beautiful and very quiet, it's a different space than you used to. So maybe you think, look at my emails or do something, and so there's a certain restlessness, maybe. Or there's nothing exciting, nothing interesting, and you fall asleep. Right? So the object of restlessness takes your attention, or the object of dullness takes your attention. And your task is to know dullness as dullness and not get caught in it, or to know restlessness as restlessness and not get caught in it. So for instance, if you're sitting here and we set the time for an hour, say, and after, you unfortunately you put your own watch out front. Don't ever do that. Put your watch out front, and then after a little while you look, just with one eye, you have a look at the watch and you realize there's 50 minutes left, right? What does that do to your mind? 50 minutes left. Oh my God, I'm never going to make this. That's restlessness, right? And then you create a sense of self around that. Oh gosh, maybe if I change my posture, what time is it? And then you start to think, and then you look at a clock again, and there's 48 minutes left. Now, all the time you're doing that, you're not aware that this is restlessness. You're not aware that as an object, you become the subject of restlessness. If you're practicing awareness, you say to yourself, restlessness feels like this. Or, this is a really long meditation, it feels like this. So you're coming back to awareness rather than getting caught in the attachment to the restlessness. You see what I mean? Yeah? The other is actually more difficult, dullness. Dullness is a very difficult hindrance to get through, and you'll see people are, they get nicely hunched down on their thighs, and they just get settled in for the hour. And actually, that's a very difficult, but it's the same thing now. Awareness is now preoccupied with an object. It's dull thinking, it's not body awareness. So what you do is not get rid of the dullness or get rid of the restlessness. You figure out a way how to be aware of dullness and how to be aware of restlessness. Like with dullness, it took me a long time to figure out. I had a lot of aversion to dullness. I didn't like it. But that really didn't give me the insight. It wasn't wisdom. Right? So get the principle now. So whatever happens in the meditation, it's about awareness rather than desire. But that's not so easy because desire is so compelling and habitual and addictive and such like. If you get like a doubtful state of mind, you're sitting there, is this right? Is this not right? And then you start thinking, is this right? Is this not right? You're attached to doubt. And you can do that for 4 days, 5 days. Just think, was that a good meditation? Or is that insight? Is that mindfulness or is that awareness? And you're just caught in a mood of the mind. So the moods of the mind are conditioned by our own lifetime. And then those moods will condition the thinking and the attachment. And you're not trying to get rid of it, you're trying to awaken to it. So if you're sitting and having breakfast and your mind is worried about family, then worry feels this way. And when you make that, if you make that statement, worry feels this way, or it's like this, and I'm taking this from Lumpur Sumedho's lovely suggestions, you want to touch the silence of the mind after you say the words. You don't want to just go into another set of thoughts. So say the words, it's like this, and then listen to the silence. Notice the space after thinking. So it's awakening is not just kind of knowing that you're here. It's much more profound than that. It's that silent spaciousness that exists after a thought. And you can go to that quite deliberately, not by getting rid of thought. And that's the mistake we make. We try to get rid of thought. But I actually notice there is thinking, and then you say, thought is like this. And then there's silence. So you deliberately can say a word, like it's like this, but then notice the silence. And then come to a sense of listening. And then you'll find another thought will come up, and you'll get lost in it for a while, and then someone will sneeze, or you'll have a pain in the knee, and then you'll be home again. And then just say, it's like this. So this takes a lot of patience and actually a lot of kindness. Because metta is not just the bhavana of, we have these very stylized ideas of metta bhavana, where we do this person and that person, but actually metta is an attitude of awareness, an attitude of actually caring, where you actually care for the way things are, rather than try to get rid of them, to get something else or whatever. If you've had really good meditations in the past, really beautiful, open-hearted, silent entries into Taoist thinks of heaven or whatever you've had, your memory traces will be trying to repeat that, and that's desire. And even though, and it's subconscious, you remember, and so you enter into the meditation already with a desire to repeat, to have that performance again. So you have to kind of introduce a kind of attitude of open, welcoming, receptive awareness and come to that sense of openness so that you can see the mind trying to get something and trying to get rid of something. And that's the kind of purity which I think what metta is about. Metta is like a caring for the way things actually are. If you have a child and the child is sick, you care for the sickness. If the child is happy, you care for the happiness. Right? It's a kind of attitude which then I'll encourage that. So for me, awareness and metta become really conjoined. They're kind of one quality of awareness that I think is the pathway to liberation. You might, so for example, let's say you have a meditation where restlessness or something like that is the predominant mood of the mind. And you awaken to that. Now, the meditation is difficult. It takes a lot of patience. But the result then is you have not recreated the causes for restlessness in the future. And so that's why oftentimes the first few days of retreat, there can be very difficult. Restlessness or dullness. But then you just wait it out. You wait it out. And then after a while, the meditation becomes more peaceful. And that's just natural because you're more aware. If you try to get rid of restlessness or you're not noticing it, like, then of course you're not here. You're not here to do the work. So that's what I'll be encouraging. Okay, I'll try to give a guided meditation around that, those attitudes. Okay. Again, posture. So I'm going to, I think, Christina, you've got a lot of nodding, right? So if you could try to keep your eyes more open, because I'm sorry to say you've got a kind of chronic tendency towards dullness, a lot of retreats. So I'd like you to put more energy into your posture, push your hara forward, open your chest, get more bodily centered rather than just in the thinking mind. And so like bring your energy down from the head, down into the throat. Notice what your neck is doing. Be really aware of the neck. Open your shoulders, push the hara forward, like put a lot of energy into the body. And get your butt up higher and so on. And I'll probably be encouraging others like that. I'm sorry that I actually centered you out like that, but it's good for everyone to kind of hear what to do with dullness. So when dullness comes, you want to really notice, okay, the meditation now is about dullness. This is what I have to understand. This is the project. And if you don't see the dullness coming there, then the whole meditation is just dull, right? So if that is a tendency that you have, or someone's told you that, like I've told you that, then you know that going into the meditation, this is going to be the project. So you have to kind of prepare yourself for the dullness coming. So you have to keep your eyes open. You have to put more effort into the posture, getting it nice and strong. And then what will happen, you'll be looking at the Buddha Rupa and, wow, it's just difficult to keep my eyes open. And you realize the power of dullness. And then you keep working with it, and then the dullness will eventually cease, if you have that kind of energy. So I will ascend to my throne and do a guided meditation. So, Carolina, if you want to go and... You're going to join us, or you're going to go cook, or...?
I'm going to cook around 10 minutes.
Okay, so I leave it up to you. Come and go as you want, okay? Stretch your legs a bit if you want. We're going to sit for a wee while. How's the chairs? Better? Yeah. And you know, with the shaky leg syndrome, I've tried acupuncture, and it's been very effective. So, it's a nuisance, isn't it? Right. Okay. So take a posture that, again, take time to, really get in touch with your body when you set up the posture. So just feel the structure of just feel the weight, the weight of the body on the chair. And so the body feels like this. So go away from thought and really feel the body. Before you think about it as a body, feel the weight of the body on the cushion or the chair. Let that be conscious. And notice the silence of awareness. Then the shoulders. Try to have them nice and open. Chest is nice and open. So bring attention to your shoulders. And notice the silence of awareness. And then the relationship of your chin to your neck, the back of the neck, the chest, all of that. Bring attention to that as feeling, not as an idea, as sensation. And notice the silence of awareness. It's like this. Change the sense base from bodily feeling to sound. So listen. And in listening, notice the silence of awareness. Let the listening be receptive. So you're not trying to hear any sound, it's very quiet. You're not looking for an object, a sound object. You're just letting sounds come to you. And there's the silence of awareness. And then go back to bodily feeling. Feel your body sitting here as sensation. And in the same way, be receptive to bodily feeling. Let it come to you. And notice the silence of awareness. Notice sound. Notice the body. And perceive sound as in awareness. So awareness is like conscious space. So get a sense of awareness as space, open space, conscious. And then the bodily feelings are in awareness. And then awareness contains both sound, bodily feeling, and the rest of experience. So we're establishing awareness, receptive knowing. It's like this. So throughout the retreat, try to use a phrase such as, I feel like it's like this, and then use that to come to the silent awareness. Just listening. So now the attitude. If the attitude is one of welcoming, whatever's there, then there's a quality of openness and allowing things to come and go. So listen to sound and have a quality of welcoming any sound, not looking for a particular, not trying to get rid of, not resisting, welcoming. Now feel the body. Feel the body sitting here. Awareness as open, welcoming awareness. So you're not trying to control, not reacting. So these qualities are very helpful to begin to contemplate what awareness is. So open, welcoming, space, presence, knowing the way things are. Now feel the breathing of the body as physical sensation. So we're practicing this open awareness with an object. So it's awareness with an in-breath, awareness with an out-breath. So the principle is you establish this, what awareness actually is, and then you choose an object to train in this quality of awareness. So awareness with one in-breath, awareness with one out-breath. So this is different than concentration. You're not kind of concentrating on the breath, using the breath as a natural object and sustaining a quality of awareness with one in-breath, one out-breath. Welcoming an in-breath, letting go with an out-breath, silent knowing, silent awareness. And then of course you'll get caught up with thinking. Something will kidnap your attention, some problem or memory. But at some point you'll notice the thoughts are there. So then just come back to, oh, it's like this. Come back, really establish awareness before you go to the breath. Don't try to get rid of thought. Establish silent awareness. Then use an in-breath to sustain that silent awareness. Use an out-breath, and so on. Okay, I'll leave you with that. We can sit silently for the rest.